Welcome. I am Day, a woman in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. I have found that in my years of active recovery, that upon waking it is useful for me to affirm and devote myself to the me of my recovery, the one who ties all of the pieces of me together gently and lovingly to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions, walk with me on the journey of renewal and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. January 9. An act of providence. It is truly awful to admit that, glass in hand, we have warped our minds into such an obsession for destructive drinking that only an act of providence can remove it from us. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 21. My act of providence, a manifestation of divine care and direction, came as I experienced the total bankruptcy of active alcoholism. Everything meaningful in my life was gone. I telephoned Alcoholics Anonymous, and from that instant, my life has never been the same. When I reflect on that very special moment, I know that God was working in my life long before I was able to acknowledge and accept spiritual concepts. The glass was put down through this one act of providence, and my journey into sobriety began. My life continues to unfold with divine care and direction. Step one, in which I admitted I was powerless over alcohol, that my life had become unmanageable, takes on more meaning for me one day at a time in the life-saving, life-giving fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. Fair use, courage to change, one day at a time in Al-Anon, January 9. How often I look outside myself for approval. The project at work is successful, but my good feelings depend on having that success acknowledged. The meal I fix at home is not as tasty when no one compliments the cook. I resent the favors I do for my children when they neglect to thank me. We all need an occasional pat on the back, but when the applause of others becomes the reason for my behavior and necessary for me to feel satisfied, then I have given them power over me. People may forget to notice the terrific things that I've done, or may not be comfortable praising me. I don't have to take it personally. Self-pity and resentment are not my only options. If I can learn to evaluate my own actions and behavior, and to value my own judgment, then the approval of others will be enjoyable, but no longer essential to my serenity. Today's reminder: just for today, I will appreciate myself. I will not look to others for approval. I will provide it for myself. I'll allow myself to recognize that I am doing the best I can. Today is my best. Excuse me. Today, my best is good enough. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Carl Jung. Just for today. Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts. Fair Use. January 9. Returning our sponsors' kindness. Our sponsors can be abundant sources. Excuse me, I'm going to back up. Returning our sponsors' kindness. Our earliest involvement with others often begin with our sponsor. Basic text, page 57. Our sponsors can be abundant sources of recovery information, wisdom, and loving words. They've done so much for us, from the late night telephone calls to the hours spent listening to our recovery writing. They've believed in us and invested their time to prove it. They've lovingly and firmly shown us how to be honest. Their boundless compassion in times of turmoil has given us the strength to go on. Their way of helping has prompted us to seek our answers within ourselves, and we've become mature, responsible, confident individuals as a result. Though our sponsor has given so generously and has never demanded repayment, there are things we can do to show our appreciation. Treat our sponsor with respect. They are not trash cans designed for us to dump our garbage in. They have their times of trial just as we do, and sometimes need our support. They are human, have feelings, and appreciate our concern. Maybe they would like to receive a card in the mail or a phone call expressing our love. Whatever we do to return our sponsor's kindness will enhance our personal recovery, not to mention the joy we'll bring to our sponsor. Just for today, my sponsor has cared for me when I couldn't care for myself. Today, I will do something nice for my sponsor. Fair Use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, January 9. Reflection for today. I came to believe that God had a sense of humor and did not hold my defects against me. We could both laugh at the fix I was in. Like a kitten tangled in yarn, if I stopped struggling, God would gradually get me untangled. I needed to stop struggling, which would help me become entirely ready, as the sixth step suggests. Even as I prayed that all my defects of character be removed, I found myself thinking I was not yet able to be rid of certain ones. What would I do without this bad habit? How would I spend my time? That was the time to surrender over and over. Meditation for today. God, please help me to deal with the character defects which brought me to my bottom. Remind me to continuously work the steps with enthusiastic effort, which is the way to become ready. Today, I will remember God has the power to change my life. Fair Use. Strengthening my recovery, meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. January 9, mistakes. We also have great difficulty accepting mistakes as adults. BRB, Big Red Book, page 38. Many adult children find themselves being overachievers and perfectionists. Many of us live in a white-knuckled what-if environment created by our own need to manage everything and everyone around us. We worry things won't be done on time or be done perfectly. As children, most of us felt we weren't loved enough because we weren't good enough. Our parents or caretakers reinforced this by letting us know we didn't measure up. So we attempted to be perfect, which of course fell short. As we entered adulthood, we continued to equate perfection with love or the lack thereof if things didn't work out. No one needed to berate us for imperfections. We were very capable of doing that to ourselves. Perfectionism, control, negative projection, berating ourselves. How did we ever have time to breathe? Excuse me. Let alone have any degree of serenity in our lives. As we work the ACA program and start to feel better about ourselves, we become okay with imperfection. We accept our human limitations, forgive ourselves for making mistakes, and release ourselves from the need to control everything in our environment. We can take time to breathe, really breathe, as an inhale, exhale, and relax. And this day, I will give myself the freedom to make an error and know that it does not affect my worth as a human being. Please subscribe, like, share, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be.